special guests today. We have the scholarship recipients. They're all sitting together over here. And we have our Cal Poly representative. So I'd like to invite anyone from the, I'd like to invite Nell as the scholarship chair up to make some introductions and speak a little bit about the scholarship. Come on up, Nell. So Nell and her committee of, how many folks do you have? Four members have done a fantastic job, and just going to honor our special guests. So
yes.
Thank you, Nell, and thank you to the entire scholarship committee.
And one of the nicest things about this chapter is the way we come together. I mean, we don't do much planning, but we somehow or another make it happen, and it works. And so there's some thank yous for that involved. Seth and Jenny, they responded to some of the scholarship recipients with a thank you letter, so I didn't have to go ahead and do that. Elaine went ahead and created a donation jar and made up all the cute little name tags that they have. And then there's Tucker. Tucker, who decided to go ahead and do the Royal Guard Day Harvest Festival, has brought in $612 in donated plant material for the scholarship alone. So that is just wonderful. And that's, so if I can get the scholarship committee to come up here, Marv, Karen, Tucker, come on up. And then also the scholarship recipients. So because of COVID, we didn't give out any scholarships in 2020, 2021, and now 2022. So Dr. Garner had an extra responsibility, and she came up with 3 years worth of scholarship recipients for us instead of just our general 1 year. So we have 12 people that she sent to our way, and we were able to go ahead and fund all 12 of them, which I'm thrilled about. That's the most we've ever done, and we're very excited to do that, and hopefully even keep going with this. And all 4 of these people here have been on the Dean's List at least once, if not multiple times. So you've got cream of the crop people here. And so I have one little thing I wanted to give them, each of them. And first of all, who grows pepino dulces over here? Dulces. Anybody? Marv?
I have, but they freeze all the time.
They freeze. Okay, well, I have a plant that I've never eaten off of. I just grew them. So these are pepino dulces. They say that they taste good. They're supposed to be a sweet cucumber. Go online and find out when they're ripe. Because apparently they're not very good if they're not ripe. And then there's also a couple of little jujubes in there. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing for the future. And this is for you. Thank you. I truly appreciate, this is our future. This is hopefully the new California rare fruit growers of 2030s or 40s. And we want this to continue. So thank you so much for going to Cal Poly and studying fruit. And we love to see you here. Please come back every single month. Thank you. You get it.
Oh no. Come on, back on up here, Seth.
I'd love to introduce each of you individually. Yeah. Tucker, if you want to introduce them, you're welcome to. Otherwise,
You better do it.
Well, they have name tags on, but I'd like to introduce them individually. They have some wonderful stories, and I'd like each of you to take just a couple of minutes. It doesn't have to be just anything that you want to share about maybe prospects of the future, what your plans are, and I think the group would just really get a huge kick out of what you might do with part of what we've helped you do. So Jenna, if you want to come up and just, yeah, please do, Tucker. Come on up. Congratulations.
Thank you. So, hi, I'm Jenna Keller, not to be confused with Inez Keller. We are not related, but very close friends. I'm a second year at Cal Poly. I plant science with a fruit and crop concentration, and I kind of got into the ag world through my family. We've had generations of farmers since we came over from Italy. My family grows walnuts. At one point we did cherries and pecans, and that kind of led me on my path to choose the major of plant science. And then also my involvement with FFA. I was really involved in the fruit tree and the citrus judging teams, and that's where I really kind of found my passion of, judging fruit and seeing what the consumer likes to grab at the grocery store and at farmers markets. That really grabbed my attention. So that's kind of what I'm interested in now. And I'd really like to thank all of you for supporting funding my college education. I'm so thankful. So, yeah. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
One thing I do want to make note of, if any of these interests touch your heart of interest, or that you've got some experience or contacts, reach out to these students. They need other people with contacts to reach out to them and help them in their growth and development. So maybe it's just 2 cents, but go ahead and give it to them anyways while they're here and get them in contact. So Aidan, come on up and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Of course. Thank you. All right, I wrote a little bit of a longer speech. It's just, I was super excited to come here, so I guess I'll pull that out and read it to you. All right. Hello everyone, my name is Aidan Inoue. I'm a third-year plant sciences major with a concentration in fruit and crop science. I'm a proud recipient of this year's California Rare Fruit Growers Scholarship, and I wanted to express my gratitude to you all for helping Cal Poly students like myself continue their education. Today, I will be sharing a bit about myself and my educational goals so you understand the impact of your generosity. I didn't always love fruit science the way I do today. I came to Cal Poly with minimal agricultural experience. Coming from San Jose, I had little understanding of what plant sciences entailed. So, when it came to choose colleges, I emailed our department head, Dr. Steinmaus, for more information. Strictly out of curiosity, what is plant sciences? What kind of things could I do with it? Did I need to have a family orchard to have any chance to succeed? It turns out Dr. Steinmaus's parents were doctors, and he too grew to love plant sciences. So, seeing my curiosity, he quickly rattled off a number of interesting careers available to plant scientists and the scope of their work in the powerhouse of California agriculture. We feed people, and a lot of them. Before taking Dr. Garner's 120 class, I didn't realize California's overwhelming involvement in global nut production, citrus, grapes, strawberries, rice, and a number of other crops. Here I was, moving from Silicon Valley, the tech headquarters of the world, to join the ranks of an equally fierce agricultural industry. Early on in my freshman year, my fascination with plants grew. Dr. Garner had detailed a number of crops, their growing patterns, and control measures in her pomology course, and I was fascinated. How was it that even within a single plant species, there were cultivars with different susceptibilities and resistances? What happens if you want to pair the strengths of one cultivar's roots and the fruit of another scion? Enter grafting, and my fascination with the previously unknown world of plants. My fascination quickly drew me to begin work with Dr. Garner's graduate student, Rashawn, on his avocado rootstock trials for Phytophthora cinnamomum. I fell in love with the concept of disease resistance, and my interest in plant pathology soon blossomed into a position at the Cal Poly Strawberry Center. Within 1 year, I went from a high school kid with a lemon tree in his backyard to a research junkie collecting data on avocado plant health and working in a plant pathology lab processing strawberry grower disease samples. I soon learned that what differentiated Cal Poly from many other institutions. If you work hard and demonstrate an interest at the topic at hand, you can get involved at a number of projects with professors that many students don't have access to until graduate school. Cal Poly professors are amazing resources of inspiration and experience, and they want you to learn by doing. This means spending your time in the field, lab, wherever your curiosity takes you. I knew I was in the right place. Since my freshman year, I've continued working in the pathology lab on the avocado rootstock trials and have started to share my experiences with incoming prospective students through CAPE's ambassador program. It's the fancy colored shirt I'm wearing right now. This summer, I worked at the Watsonville Strawberry Breeding Program at Driscoll's and reaffirmed my love of plants and goals to become a plant breeder. It did, however, make me question the notion that you could never have too many strawberries. When you've eaten a couple hundred berries, your stomach seems to differ. My interest in disease resistance has developed into a plan to go to graduate school as a plant breeder. With the changes to our climate, California is facing challenges to limit its water use and deal with pest pressures differently than it has in its past. Methyl bromide is no longer a solution to pathogen and weed problems. Fungicide and herbicide resistance have formed over the last decades, and our plants not only have to survive these rebounding pressures, but also deal with the severe weather and water restrictions coming our way. At Driscoll's, my capstone research project this summer involved running an experiment and presentation on drought tolerance to their R&D team. Now, I am taking the Advances in Plant Pathology course at Cal Poly to study infection mechanisms of pathogens and the pathogen-host arms-race relationship. In grad school, I hope to expand my breeding and pathology knowledge so I can better prepare the next generation of plants to survive these severe pest and limited resource conditions. In my application to the scholarship, I mentioned HLB on citrus, Huanglong Bing, and the American chestnut blight. I think it's amazing we have a group here dedicated to rare fruit growing in California. I'd like to help preserve the biodiversity of crops in our state can grow by breeding for drought tolerance and pathogen resistance, and keep the rare crops alive and the common ones from becoming rare. Vertical farming and testing to grow food in space are emerging, yet continuing to grow on conventional acreage is what will keep our world fed for years to come. I want to dedicate my career to plant breeding for the preservation of plants and the well-being of humans. After all, we can never have too many strawberries. Thank you.
Thank you, Aidan. Very nice. Very well done. Okay, I'm just going to give him my notes for the rest of the meeting, and he's going to read them. Ashley Pearce, come on up and say a few words about yourself.
Hello, my name is Ashley Pearce. I come from San Diego. My major is agriculture, environmental, fruit, crop sciences, and I have a second major in anthropology and geography. I entered Cal Poly with my anthropology geography major, mostly because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I hadn't had a chance to pursue science before, because the area that I came in from was very gendered in their kind of pursuits. So I was delegated to anthropology, geography, and writing. But when I came to Cal Poly, there were so many open arms within agriculture and science, and you've all been so welcoming and so encouraging of me. And so in my sophomore year, I started taking more classes of like plant science and introduction to botany, and everyone just encouraged me to grow, and so I added my second major. And then I met Dr. Garner, who has helped me find jobs and internships within the agriculture field. And she recommended this internship to me, and it will help me pay for a lot of the supplies that I need to pay for a lot of courses that are supplies heavy, like biocontrol class that I'm in right now. Everything is very expensive. And I just want to say thank you for helping me meet those needs, because without it, I wouldn't be in such a great place. And so my goals right now are to go into a PhD program when I graduate. I forgot to mention I'm a fourth year, so I'm graduating pretty soon. But I want to go into a PhD program that helps me solve the problems of agriculture. Like Aidan mentioned, there is a lot of changing climate problems, and there's also a lot of supply issues. Our farmers are facing a lot of like they can't get fertilizer for any of their crops, and so I want to help them find ways to make sure they can grow their crops without as much fertilizer, without as much inputs, so they aren't facing issues on that front, while at the same time increasing outputs and feeding people in the end. And I want to do that through plant breeding or any other kind of cultural control I can, and I just want to help feed the world, because there's just more people all the time. We're a growing population, and I thank you for helping me realize my goals. Thank you.
Well said. I think it's very interesting that this is we're talking about plants here, but this is really about people, and I think your story really highlights the fact that we may have a common interest of plants, but we also have a common interest of people too. So thank you so much. Inez, why don't you come on up and say a few words about yourself?
Hello, my name is Inez Keller. I'm a second year at Cal Poly, majoring in plant science with a concentration in fruit and crop science. I am from Napa Valley, so wine country. My family, it does not have a winery, but kind of my interest in plant sciences originated from my dad coming as a Cal Poly alumni, animal science, but we have a family meat business which focuses a lot on regenerative agriculture. So I've grown up a lot learning the values of what it means to be organic and sustainable and how important that is, especially now when we're seeing a lot of the issues that our past practices have caused. So that interest led me to choose my major at Cal Poly, where I have been able to learn a lot about plants, and I'm hoping to continue taking classes and things that support my passions in not only organics but in kind of composting and soil plant relationships. I had an amazing internship over the summer at an organic biodynamic garden in one of the wineries in Napa, and I just had the best experience learning how to create compost and how that can help our environment. And I'm just super excited for what I'm able to learn at Cal Poly, and thanks to all of you, I'm able to just be in a good spot to continue my education. And I really can't say thank you enough for how much you've supported me. And it feels amazing to also know that I'm not only being supported by other people, but by people who are interested in what I'm interested in. So that really just feels amazing. I just feel very supported by all of you, and I thank you all so much.
Okay, can I ask you, the scholarship recipients, to come on back up? I know that we're off the stage. I'd like to get a photo, Dr. Garner, if you want to come up. Scholarship Committee, I'd like to just honor your guys' participation. Come on up, let's get a photo. Nell and your whole team, you guys did a great job. Come on, front and center. You guys are awesome. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited by seeing this level of interest. So, how are we doing, Jenny? Do we need to scrunch in?
Oh my god. Okay, I can't block anybody. It's not possible.
Come on, Marv.
Come on, Barb, get in here, man.
Whoa. Oh my goodness.